Hello friends and my dear students. Welcome to my YouTube channel Phoenix Physics. Before going to start the lesson, I want to introduce myself. I'm Sumati. I'm a MSc B.Ed MPhil graduate. I started my career as a PG assistant in a matriculation school. After a year, I cleared UG TRB and worked as a BT assistant in Coimbatore district. After 2 or 3 years, I got transferred to my hometown. Due to some personal reason, I resigned my job. Meanwhile, my husband got transferred to North India. In the year 2018, again I restarted my career as a middle school teacher in an ICSE school, Bangalore. Last year, that is in the year 2019, I cleared CTET exam paper 2. So that's all about me. Today we are going to learn 11th standard physics, nature of physical world and measurement. From topic 1.1 to 1.3, they have given introduction and application of physics in various fields. Let us see the first topic, science. The word science originates from the Latin verb scientia, meaning to know. Actually, what is science? Science is a systematic attempt to understand the natural phenomena in as much depth and detail as possible and use the knowledge to predict, modify and control phenomena. So this is the definition for science. Or you can simply say science is exploring, experimenting and predicting from what we see around us. Next topic is scientific method. There are several interconnected steps in this method. Actually, what is the use of scientific method? If any one of the scientists or if you want to propose any new theory, they should follow certain steps. What are the steps? Let us see. First step is systematic observation. What is that? It is nothing but careful observation of the event which takes place in nature is systematic observation. For example, Newton observed an apple falling down the tree. This is an example for systematic observation. Next step is controlled experimentation. Based on his observation, he performed experiment in his lab. Third step is qualitative and quantitative reasoning. What is qualitative? It is nothing but theory, the formulation of theory and law. Quantitative means what are the factors involving in this reaction. That is quantitative. Here, Newton used different kind of data to show what are the factors on which the force is dependent. Here, what are the quantities here? F is one quantity, M is one quantity and R is one quantity. This F is nothing but gravitational force. Due to this gravitational force, apple falling down the tree. Then M, mass of an apple, and R, the distance. Okay. Fourth step is mathematical modeling. He gave one equation that is called Newton's universal law of gravitation. according to this law, here the force is directly proportional to the product of two masses m1 m2 and inversely proportional to the square of the distance. This force is nothing but gravitational force. Okay, so what is mathematical modeling? So Newton gave universal law of gravitation, that is Newton's gave one mathematical equation, that is nothing but mathematical modeling. Fifth step is prediction and verification or falsification of theory. Before the beginning of 20th century, everyone accepted Newton's law, that is Newton's law of gravitation. But in the beginning of 20th century, theory of gravity failed at the quantum levels, or we can say quantum theory falsified Newton's theory of gravity. I repeat, quantum theory falsified Newton's theory of gravity, which means there is no final theories in science. Okay. Our next topic is scientific investigation. The name itself, you can say what is investigation. It is nothing but the process of finding answer to certain question, that is investigation. Here, for an example, take a metal rod. Okay, take a metal rod, heat the one end of the rod and hold the other end. After some time, you can feel the heat at this end. Now, I'll ask certain question. My first question is, how does the heat reach this end or reach the other end? You know very well, in solid, molecules are closely arranged and it cannot move freely. Suppose if you heat the solid at one end, the molecules at that end absorb the heat energy and vibrates from their original position. That vibrating molecules collide with the neighboring molecules so that the energy is transferred to the other end. Clear? Next question. What type of heat transfer is it? You might have learnt in 9th standard, there are 3 types of heat transfer. One is conduction, another one is convection, and third one is radiation. Okay, so conduction takes place in solids, convection in fluids. Fluids includes liquid and gas. And what is radiation? Here the heat is transferred in the form of wave from the hot object is nothing but radiation. Now tell me, what type of heat transfer is it? Here I am taking a metal rod, so obviously it is conduction. My third question, is this effect same for all the material? No. You know very well, materials are good conductors. What are the, can you give some example for good conductors? Copper, aluminium, brass, iron. These are all very good conductors. And what is bad conductors? Or give some example for bad conductors. wood, plastic. Okay, my fourth question, is it possible to visualize the heat? No. Why? Because heat is a form of energy. We can feel like wind energy, so we can't visualize the heat energy. The process of finding answer to these queries is scientific investigation. Clear? Our next topic is physics. The word physics is derived from the Greek word physis, meaning nature. So the word science is derived from scientia, meaning to know. Here physics is derived from Greek word physis, meaning nature. Okay. There are two types of approaches in physics. One is unification, another one is reductionism. To explain diverse physical phenomena in terms of few concepts and law. So this is unification. Simply we can say one law can explain more than two effects. For example, consider Newton's law of gravity or universal law of gravitation. This law describes fall of an apple to the ground, motion of the moon around the earth, motion of the planets around the sun. Similarly, the basic law of electromagnetism governs all the electric and magnetic phenomena. So, here one concept explains more than two effects, more than one or two effects is unification. Okay, so I'll repeat. To explain diverse physical phenomena in terms of few concepts and law, that approach is unification. Second one is reductionism. What is that? To derive some properties. Next one is reductionism. To derive the properties of bigger, more complex system from the properties and interaction of its molecular constituent is reductionism. I'll repeat. To derive the properties of bigger, more complex system from the properties and interaction of its constituent simpler parts is reductionism. Or we can say bigger and more complex as macroscopic, and molecular constituent is, and its molecular constituents microscopic. Or simply we can say macroscopic, to explain macroscopic system in terms of its microscopic constituents is reductionism. Clear? Example, consider thermodynamics. You know very well, it deals with bulk system. So what are all the macroscopic properties in this system? That is temperature, internal energy, entropy, etc. So the macroscopic properties of the system. So kinetic theory and statistical mechanics interpreted these properties in terms of properties of microscopic constituent is reductionism. I repeat, in thermodynamics, temperature, internal energy, entropy are macroscopic properties. Kinetic theory and statistical mechanics interpreted these properties in terms of its molecular constituent is reductionism. Okay, clear? Or we can say the temperature is related to average kinetic energy of the molecule of the system. Clear? So here we studied two approaches. One is unification and reductionism. I hope it is clear. Next topic is branches of physics. Branches of physics. There are two types of physics: classical physics and modern physics. Here the name itself, you can say classical means traditional, right? So this classical mechanics or classical physics was developed before the beginning of 20th century. This modern physics was developed in the beginning of 20th century. This is before beginning of 20th century, in the beginning of 20th century. First one is, there are 7 categories under this classical physics. First one is mechanics. What is mechanics? It is nothing but the study of force acting on a body, whether it is rest or in motion. Again, there are 2 types in classical mechanics: statics and dynamics. Mostly this classical mechanics based on Newton's law of motion. What is statics? The study of stationary rigid body is statics. What is dynamics? The study of moving object. The study of motion of moving object is dynamics. Dynamics again divided into kinematics and kinetics. What is kinematics? Consider one block here. Suppose if you push this block, it will move to certain distance, right? So what is force here? Simply we can say push or pull is force. Here what is kinematics? The study of motion of the object but without consideration of force. So without consideration of force is kinematics. We can study velocity, displacement, acceleration, etc. So this is also study of motion of the object by force or with the consideration of force is kinetics. In this topic we study force, torque, etc. Next category is thermodynamics. It is contrast to mechanics. Here it does not deal with the motion of the body as a whole, and you know what are all the macroscopic properties and microscopic constituent, etc. Okay, so under this topic, under this category, we can study heat engine. That third category is optics. It is nothing but study of light. So under this category, we can study reflection, refraction, total internal reflection, working of telescope, working of microscope, etc. Fourth category is electricity and magnetism. It is nothing but the study of electricity, magnetism, and the relation between the two. So under this category, we can study Ampere law, Faraday's law, Maxwell equation, etc. Fifth category is acoustic. It is nothing but the study of production and propagation of sound waves. And sixth category is astrophysics. It is study of astronomical bodies. And seventh category is relativity. It deals with the relationship between space, time, and energy with respect to the object moving in different ways. I'll repeat. It deals with the relationship between space, time, and energy with respect to object moving in different ways. Clear? Next one is modern physics. Here first is quantum physics. It is nothing but the study of discrete nature of phenomena at atomic and subatomic level. Okay, this quantum mechanics again divided into two. One is non-relativistic, another one is relativistic. Okay, so these two are vast subject. So I will just tell you the key point here, our main difference between the two. So this non-relativistic physics, quantum physics, based on Newtonian mechanics. Okay, here the system velocity is very small compared to the velocity of light. So velocity of light is c. Okay, so under this topic we can study Schrödinger wave equation. Okay, here relativistic physics based on special theory of relativity and general theory of relativity. Okay, here the system velocity is very high compared to that of velocity of light. So under this topic we can study Dirac equation. Okay, second category is atomic physics. It is nothing but the study of structure and the properties of atoms. And the third category is nuclear physics. It is nothing but the study of structure, properties and reaction of the nuclei of the atom. And the fourth category is molecular physics. This is nothing but the study of physical properties of the molecules, chemical bond between the atoms. And the fifth category is high energy physics. We can say this high energy physics as particle physics. It is nothing but the study of nature of the particle that constitute matter and radiation. And the last category in this quantum physics, in this modern physics, is condensed matter physics. It deals with the properties of condensed material. What is condensed material? Solid, liquid and intermediate between the two, and gases. So the study of properties of condensed material is condensed matter physics. Up to this clear? So today we have learned what is science, then what is scientific method, what are the steps involved in it, then scientific investigation, then what is physics, what are the two approaches in physics, and finally branches of physics. If you like my video, please share and subscribe my video. Thank you.